Holy chaos awaits in our brand new zombie maps 9 and Voyage of Despair. This trailer right before Comic-Con drops, and it is a shocker, revealing many and much information that we are going to dive into in this breakdown video. First off, the eyes from the teaser yesterday from Comic-Con do in fact belong to a new enemy that seems extremely powerful, being this tiger. Let's walk us through this breakdown and trailer analysis. There's going to be a lot of starting and stopping. If you'd like to watch the full trailer uninterrupted, go ahead in the cards or description and you can find the full trailer on Call of Duty and you can watch it and then come here to see if you didn't pick up on some things I did. And as always, I'm gonna miss plenty, so tell me what I did miss in the comments below after you watch the video. This shot is massive. We actually get to see how the new system interprets the magic in our game and tries to explain it. It seems all the guns come through these weird blue portals, and even doors are locked behind these blue portals as well, as you see going up the stairs. Potentially there's some sort of machine on the far right side, but I'm not too convinced about that. What is interesting is that we do have a departure from our classic zombies ether storyline in the way things work and the magic and the systems that are inherent in our game.
I haven't seen my father in 15 years. Why am I not surprised his obsessions are still getting me in trouble? As a kid, a
very fascinating new take on the zombie storyline that we're actually looking to free the father of Scarlet, who apparently has debts to be repaid with each of these individuals a part of our team. They all owe him, as they say in the trailer. These adventures in almost Indiana Jones-like feel to this entire adventure seems like we're chasing to free Scarlet's father, and then we'll find more devious things as the story unfolds. I very much have a great interest in this new fresh take because not only am I a big fan of taking risks with stories and trying to progress a game to make it better, but it just sounds kind of fun. Also, you should know that Jason talked about in the E3 panel that we should be putting together the timeline before he has to give us a new one for this storyline. We know Voyage of Despair and 9 do not occur in chronological order, and we don't even know if it's the first or the beginning of our characters' adventures. We might be getting the second and fifth map if you were to go linearly through this story. But what we do get in this trailer is 15 years since Scarlet has seen her dad. That's a great way to know where Voyage of Despair takes place in the new storyline.
I believed my father's stories. As an adult, I believed his stories were fantasy.
Scarlet, we all owe your father a great debt. We will do whatever it takes to get him back. This is magic. Dark magic. I put a spell on you.
We did get good glimpses of the Ra statue. We have all 4 gods taking place in both the maps. We have Odin, Zeus, Ra, and Danu, which are all representatives of these hierarchical figures inside these lords. That means like they're at the top. These are typically like the kings and rulers or queens or mothers of all the other gods below them. So it's going to be interesting to see how that gets spun in this story, as we all think these are the perk vapors and perk machines. There's a great lack of perk machines in this entirety of the trailers. Something that is a criticism, but not something that is game-breaking by any means, is the animations seem pretty identical to Black Ops 3. The guns seem very similar to Black Ops 3. It doesn't look like we're having a large departure, except for a few customized weapons inside this trailer, and we're getting the same stiff animations we see with our characters. It's been nice to see an evolution throughout the games, from World at War to Black Ops 1, from Black Ops 1 to Black Ops 2. You see good steps, and even BO2 to BO3, of how refreshing the game can be in the new take, and you go, whoa, I couldn't have ever imagined zombies like this, and it becomes realer and realer the way our characters interact with the world around them. But it's a little hit or miss in this trailer. But I would suggest the idea that this game is so jam-packed full of all new features, apparently, according to Treyarch from the reveal panel, that it probably came at the cost of adding brand new animations. So if we have to play with the same stuff we saw in BO3 but have a much better experience, well, that's no skin off our back, because BO3 is one of the best zombie experiences overall.
Let's tango! So,
We hear the line that this is dark magic and potentially this is the alchemy that's been integrated into this current storyline, but we have these black spiderweb type stuff you might even see like from Zerg creatures in StarCraft, where we have these eggs that very much seem like the Apothicon eggs we've seen in the past, and we have some kind of evil corruption that is taking over the ship and blocking the steering wheel and potentially throwing this entire world into chaos because of that artifact. This isn't a big breakthrough in the sense that this is going to confirm the worlds connect because these are Apothicon eggs or something like that. It just might be a subtle hint or a new take on what evils lie in this new universe. Potentially the enemies of each of those gods might be fighting us in this. We could have those underworld creatures or enemies of the gods fighting.
Monsieur Shaw, do you have an explanation for the horrors unfolding around us?
Here is a nice pretty look at our statues. These were actually sent out as promos to many of my peers on YouTube, the content creators like Noah J, Milo, Mr. Dalek, and they look beautiful in game. It very much seems to me that we would put our hand onto the glowing part and have powers bestowed onto our characters in relation to these new machines. Potentially these are the new perk vapors. But there's only been 4 revealed so far that we've seen. Is there only going to be 4 in a map? Can you choose multiple gifts from these gods? Is this going to rework the system? Is it really just old jug, or will it be a brand new take on increasing your health or increasing damage you deal and so forth? That's something I'm interested in seeing in hopefully the Comic-Con reveal.
Symbols. This vessel. It's all connected.
I stared into the abyss, and the abyss gave me a...
Here we have the brand new wonder weapon, and not the only one in this map, or at least new weapons. It's fascinating to see this Chinese dragon etching on this one-handed weapon while there's like a snake etching on the sword. They do incredible damage and it just blows the zombies away for hopefully a fun gameplay experience. Post-production Reed just noticed that the medallion on one of our characters' chests sort of looks like what's in the snake's mouth. It's probably nothing, a pure coincidence, but I thought I'd point that out. It is fantastic to watch, and I'll be honest, even though it's a little pixelated because of the trailer quality I got, this game looks gorgeous when you screenshot it. This is an effect I noticed even in Zombie Chronicles, where I'll be playing the game and it's not, you know, whatever, but in theater mode you stop it and all of a sudden it looks like a cinematic masterpiece. And this is a really photogenic game.
Done.
I think I'm in love.
Boy, I love that sound of the fire ignition. That reminds me very much like that Final Reich fire trap that was left such an impression on me the first time I heard it in game.
Maybe I'll leave that warning next time.
This seems to be another fun wonder weapon that's in the game, or maybe they're not wonder weapons anymore. They're probably changed and there's new lore names for them. In addition to that, this sequence is showcasing us all the different levels inside the ship. When I had a chance to talk to Jason Blundell at the Black Ops 4 reveal with my peers, he expressed to us how damn big the ship is and how many layers there are to the ship. So at least 4, 5, 6 layers are going to be playable on this map. It's a massive map. It would be wrong of me not to point out the swimming and the zombies underneath. There could be some play with the ship sinking, or we might almost be frozen in time, or that exaggeration that the rounds are actually across many hours or over. You might go 100 rounds, but it's only been a few hours just because it's a gameplay experience. We don't need to explain everything. The animations, again, are identical to Black Ops 3, and we have our futuristic guns as we're mowing down zombies in the 1910s. As we pass a gun by on the wall, we light a new alchemical firebomb, which could be exclusive to Shaw because our characters are supposed to have inherent special abilities from what Treyarch expressed. The characters are shielding their eyes in this instance, which I think is a big win for the animation and immersion in the maps. So when I see this little detail versus the old one still there, it makes me wonder, like, did they want to update it, but, you know, the time wasn't there, or they couldn't, because you see this polish, and one of the harsh criticisms of this game already is it looks too much like Black Ops 3, like it's a DLC rather than a brand new game. But to be fair, the same argument could be made of the new Super Smash Bros. Where people are calling it a port, unjustly so, where they've completely rebuilt it from the ground up. The graphics just look similar, but the systems are completely redone. That's what we'll have to see. Did Treyarch absolutely redo the systems? Do the perks function differently, or is it really a retexture and a port of the new Juggernog or Double Tap? These key components will allow us to decide if this is a truly new storyline and experience, or we're just getting the next iteration of IW Zombies, World War II Zombies, Exo Zombies, or a custom zombie map, just with that polished AAA feel for our new crew. I am hoping beyond hope that it plays drastically different from the Ether storyline, giving players that choice to have that old experience and a brand new one that potentially can innovate to a brand new area of zombies that we never thought possible.
Use the staff now!
What an interesting Egyptian staff being shown here. Even the snakes are animated on that staff. Beautiful attention to detail. It acts almost like a monkey bomb melting away the zombies. We have our bad guy from 9, who seems to be like a Brutus type character health-wise, that is being dispatched quickly by our heroes. But in particular, there is a blue drop. So even the green perk power-up drops as we know them have been changed. So this could be a new exciting way to explain our new setting, our new heroes, our new mysterious and mythical forces. I'd also like to point out that it's a transition that they're using right now between the staffs going off, so they're usable in both maps. It's not a direct connection as far as we know. You can't finish an Easter egg or teleport from Voyage of Despair to 9. I know that seems ludicrous, but I just want to bring it up because there's gonna be someone to be like, oh, we can go to both maps, and then be disappointed that the maps, you can't jump from map to map. That, I think we're still a little ways away.
Where are we?
It's not a matter of where, Diego, but when.
This is where 9 is really winning my affections with the just gorgeous design. You see all the temples with the gods above them, and it's so wonderful to actually see these. It's actually funny, I just noticed that Zeus is in English. Not really sure why any of those statues would have English characteristics. We're in a very strange world inside 9, and I wonder if this is some alternate bastardization of all these gods because of a mix of universes that have been messed up because of crazy time travel or alchemy or alternate universes or alternate history. There is some crazy stuff going on, but the architecture is gorgeous. I absolutely love how the whole map looks, but the characters, not a big fan of their outfits and designs, but that's just personal preference. I think 9 may be a good sleeper map.
Time travel. Great. Let's find something to shoot.
Interestingly enough, the hammer from the promo art for Bruno, he is using it in this trailer, which suggests to us the melee weapons we saw on the wall at the BO4 reveal event were all usable weapons in game, which makes sense. Why would they make those models if we couldn't use them? And we actually see that later on when Diego is using another melee weapon. So probably we'll see Shaw use his weapon if that wasn't already the one Scarlet used earlier in this trailer. The modern weapons seem a little wonky in 9, but hey, it's a game, it's fantasy, it's craziness. Who are we to complain that there's futuristic weapons in this ancient map? Something I'd like to point out is that the down and revive system has not changed in 10 years. It's still the exact same looking animation. Again, I know I'm harping on those animations. It's just some feedback, because otherwise I'm just going to be sitting here saying this is the greatest thing ever, and no one wants to hear that. It's really a wonderfully well-made trailer, and it's very exciting to see that we're going to get a lot of the things we enjoy. The Tigers seem to do a lot of damage. Earlier when the Tiger seemed to one-hit Diego, that could possibly be what they're trying to convey here, that they are very powerful and quick enemies that we're going to be able to kill off quickly, but they're the newer version of Hellhounds in this world that maybe pack a little more of a punch. Here we get to see the inside of one of the temples, which they do look beautifully designed, but awfully empty. And in space, we can see another buyable weapon on the wall through our portal system, so that stays consistent from Voyage of Despair into 9. And a little ahead, there's the zombies obscuring it, but it looks like that black corruption might be here as well. But I'm not certain because Trailer chooses to be hiding these things in the trailer as best they can.
Do not fret!
A nice look at the melee weapon, and it does look like a bunch of fun to be throwing that at the zombies.
Your savior is here!
A little motion blurred and pixelated view of our beautiful gods in the background. I can't wait to see that in game, especially the Irish god. I love the elemental vibe of each of them, and they are probably going to look absolutely gorgeous. The real life statues look beautiful, and I'm such a big fan of green, especially like Magic the Gathering, for example. I love the work they do with like elf and forest and all that, and I'm getting those vibes hardcore from the Irish goddess. In the background, I'd like to point out the strangely lit, it just might be the lighting on that, but those look like low poly and it might be rushed for the trailer. But in the background, those are the people observing and watching us are jumping up and down and still going. I wonder if on this obnoxious endless loop of cheering and not reacting to what's actually going on inside the map. In addition, I like the fact that we now see the levels. There's at least 3 different levels. There's a ground floor, there is the top of the temples we could go explore with this bridge, and there is a crypt area that we'll see in just a moment in this trailer. Welcome to the new Bamf boss. Even if he's a total pushover, boy does he look badass. It is really cool to see him throw his axes that we can actually dodge under, but we'll get to the once again, interesting animations of that. I like to draw parallels to the chamber in Der Eisendrache, where we seem to have these similar statues in a very similar circle where something of interest is at the center. Now initially I couldn't make heads or tails of what is in the center and the giant crystal of the sky. It gives me a very moonish vibe where we have a temple, but it also almost looks like a black sun logo on the ground. These are all very similar to designs we've seen in the past, but aren't quite those designs in the past. And in the next frame we'll actually see it looks like a red portal, so potentially we could travel between temples using like an SOE travel system. In Shadows of Evil, we use those portals, remember, that we would link up by opening rifts.
Look out!
And here we get a better look at that portal, so maybe not. Maybe that's actually another perk machine, maybe representing those Hades gods or something like that. I'll be interested to find out what it actually is. And then you'll see the rough animation here of her doing a slide, which isn't timed very well, and she's already underneath the throw before she's even sliding. But those are all nitpicky details. Overall, absolutely exceptional trailer. Very, very interesting. At least like a 9 or 8 out of 10 on my scale. Just a little concerning to see Black Ops 3.5. One of the harshest criticisms seems to hold true even in our zombie gameplay, which is something that's going to be reminded over and over again in this era where everyone basically wants every game to be Fortnite, where it's free to play in a battle royale. Without big shakeups to the game mode in the way it looks and feels, a lot of those harsh criticisms, whether justified or not, are going to come out of the game for Black Ops 4. I have no doubt I'm going to enjoy this game mode all the same, but will the masses? Will people have interest online, unlike World War II that fell flat on its face? These are questions I'm interested in hearing your opinions on in the comments down below, and if you have any more reactions to this trailer, I'd be interested to know how you feel. I want to thank every one of you for watching, and I hope you did enjoy this trailer breakdown, which is a break from my typical productions I do on this channel. Subscribe for all your Black Ops 4 zombie news and information. You betcha I'll be covering the living crap out of this game, and I'll have even guides coming back. So be on the lookout for all that, and especially for Comic-Con this Thursday. I'll be trying my best to give you a quality video communicating the best information of that day. I'm Eriksson27. I hope you've had a wonderful time, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. I will see you in the next video. Bye.